Hello everyone, welcome to Caroline's Craftery. Today I am going to be showing you how to make these cute little pockets. Different sizes, they've all got a tag going in sideways, if I can get it out, and one going this way. And when you glue it down, you can have another pocket behind. We've got a few different sizes, decoration, all that. So I've got a bunch of scrap paper here. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to mass make, because I am going to use up all of this paper making these pockets. So stay tuned. Okay, we're going to get started on these double pocket things. Got a variety of sizes. I'm using a variety of sizes of paper as well. And you can use any size of paper. I've just got lots of these odds and ends. So I'm using them up. Now this paper here is 6.5 by 4.5. We have a 6 by 6 piece. And we have an 8 by 8. And I'm only going to show you like a couple in this mass make, but knowing that I've done like a whole bunch at one time. So my first step is I'm going to fold all these in half. Now I already folded them once and then turned out that the camera wasn't working right. So I started over. Some of them do crack a tiny little bit, but that's okay because you're not going to be opening and closing these. They're glued shut. And then the 8 by 8, when we're finished the project, it's going to be 4 by 8, which is still small enough to fit in most of the journals that I make. Some are like uneven, so I will cut those and trim them up to be even. So let's actually do that right now. And I'm just going to use my paper trimmer. Let's start. And I just want to take off enough that it's going to even that out. Because, I mean, the papers are not always the perfect size. And we are folding them by hand. So, we're never exact. So there's that. And this one here is, it's good there. It's just off a little bit on this side. So, of course, every one of these could be a different size. They could be the same size. You never really know. So let's just, this one here looks good. Okay. So there is that step. Now I'm going to do this step to all of my things. And I'll bring in this tray. And as you can see, I am making a lot of these. Now these two here are kind of a totally different size of paper, but they will work. Just means the tags that I make for these will be different than all the rest. So these are all the 6.5 by 4.5. These are all 6 by 6. And these are, they're a little bit different. Let's see. Yeah, some are, these ones are 8 by 8 papers. And these were like 7.5 by something. And this one here is a different size. But these are, let's just do a little measurement. 7.5 by 3.5. So 7.5 by 7 these were. And that's okay. When I come to doing the tags and stuff. I just have to change the sizes a little bit is all. Now, as you can see with this here one, I've got a pocket here and a pocket here. Now you could put the pockets both like this away or both up and down. It's all up to you. I like them both ways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up. And it's not directional, so it doesn't really matter. Now I'm going to do a little bit of measuring, and I will do this step on all of these as well. So I'm going to do, let's do 2.5 here. And let's do 2.5 there. And then I'm just going to draw a line because I need to be able to cut that off. Not going to see the white side of this. So we got that. Now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut up this line. Going to try and do it as straight as I can. And I'm just going to that fold. So I'm just at the fold in the paper. And then I'm going to cut along here. And again, just to that fold. Now I'm going to cut this off, and I want to go on this side of where my fold is because I want that fold to be gone. So carefully cut that. We got a scrap piece. Just get that little. Okay, and then I have, just gotta reach this punch. I have this punch. Now you could use a circle punch, you could use whatever punch you wanted. Then I'm going to do a thumb notch on this side. And I'm not taking very much off, so you can see how much I'm taking off of that. And then this one, I'm going to put the thumb notch over here because this pocket's going to be sticking out that way. So I'm going to try and get it as centered as possible. So that is going to be that step. Just like that. So we got a thumb hole there, a thumb hole there. Now I'm going to do this to all of these. However, this one here is going to be different, of course, because the size is totally different. So I think with this one, if I do, let's do, we can make them as big or as small as we want. So I could go an inch and a half, 2 inches. But I'd rather have the pocket that's out to the side a bit bigger. So I'm going to do a 1 inch here. And then up here, I'm going to do let's do a 2.5 inch pocket. And as I say, we could make all these different. We could make every one of them different if we wanted to. I will probably do mine roughly the same for each. Now this one again, I'm going to cut up here. Now I will measure all mine and draw my lines. And then I will probably cut the thumb notches in it at that point. and then let's cut this off. Just like that. All these pieces I'm going to save because I've got to make these little tags. So I'm going to make some with kind of matching paper. Now we got a little bit there that needs to come off. And now let's do the little thumb notches. And here. Okay, now honestly with this one, I don't like this so small. So I'll probably do 1.5 inches here and then maybe a 2-inch one here or something. So we got that one. And this one here. And of course, if they are directional or something, we want to make sure that, you know, we're doing it all on the right side of what we need to do. So this one, let's do 2 inches on here. And then up here, let's do 2.5 there. And again, we are going to do the lines. Now these you could stick in a pocket or you could use them as a pocket. You could only glue down 3 sides and have them as a pocket in a journal. Okay, we got that. And now we're going to cut along there. I like to try to cut this fairly straight. It's not the easiest. Now we got this, and we're going to cut that there. And cut this here. So then we've got those. We've got the thumb notches, we've got them folded in half. So there we go. So now I am going to go and I'm going to do all of these off of camera because that would just make a very, very long video. As it is, this video will be long enough. So when I get all these done to the stage I have those other 3, I will come back and see you then. Okay, so on to the next step of these tag, pocket, whatever we want to call it. So we've got this far. Now what I'm going to do, and you can bypass this of course if you're not going to ink, I'm going to ink this part, and here, because once they're glued together I won't be able to ink those parts as well. So I'm just going to quickly do that. The rest can be inked after they're glued together. So there is that. I'm going to use Art Glitter Glue. Any glue will do. I'm going to open this up and I'm going to put glue here and there. I do not want to put very much. I want to keep the pockets as big as possible. So just a bit. And glue that down. And glue this part down. I'm going to glue along there. And along there. Pressing down those edges nice and tight. So now that gives us a pocket there and our pocket there. Now this one here, I remember I didn't like how small that was, but we're going to use it anyways. All the rest I did do bigger. Now I like inking because I don't like the white edges. And this is a good example. You can see, hopefully you can see, but the paper kind of cracked here a little bit. So then I get that white, which I don't like. So the ink will help cover that up. Now these actually go really fast. It takes longer for me to tell you what I'm doing than it is to actually to do it. So there is the second one. And then here you can see my little pencil mark there. Some of them I erased, some of them I didn't. You can't really see it once it's glued down. And once I ink it, you will see it even less. This is turning into a great project to use up odds and ends of papers. 6x6, 8x8, weird sizes. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so there is that. I'm going to put the pin in my glue just to... So now at this point I'm going to double check the back to make sure that everything is even, which it is, so we don't have to worry about that. Now I'm just going to ink the edges. It doesn't have to be a lot. It all depends on what you like. As I say, I like the inked edge. And I'm going to ink the backs because I don't know whether I'm going to put these in a pocket or glue them right down to a page or what. So just to be on the safe side, I'm going to ink the backs and then they are done. Now this is the one that had the cracks in the edge, which now that I won't be opening and closing, they won't get any more cracked. So that is okay. And one more to do really quick. And then we're going to make the tags. Now, again, it's going to depend on the size you've made yours to what size your tags are going to be. Let's bring in my little guillotine paper cutter here. We'll need a ruler. Let's start with the big one. Now I've got some scraps of paper that I was using, so I'm going to use this one for this. So I want a tag for the bottom and one for there, which I don't think I'm going to get out of one thing, but that's okay. Let's start with let's make one out of that. Let's go ahead. Now let's get things organized here. Now for this, I usually just measure, and I'm going to allow probably 1/4 of an inch on either side. So I'm going to do the tag 3 1/4 inches wide. So let's just go ahead and cut this. And that's going to fit perfect into there once I make it into a tag shape. Purple's not really the perfect color for that one, but that is okay. And now we want a little tag for up here. And we want it, and again, I'm going to do about 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to do 2 3/4 inch for this pocket. So let's go ahead and cut that. When I've made the mass make one, I was able to cut a whole bunch of tags at a time because they were all the same size. And this one here, the item should go all the way down because that's a fold, so there's no glue there. So I'm going to do this at 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do it at 4 1/4 inches. So let's cut that at 4 1/4. Now that should fit right into there. And then by the time I do a tab, or you know, the tag, that should fit in there just perfect. So there is that one. This one, I thought I would do this purple. Now again, I'm going to measure this roughly, and I think 2 1/2 inches is good for that. And we can do that this way. Just trim this 2 1/2 inches. That's perfect for there. Let's do the same tag for here, and I think 2 inches should fit. So normally I would take all the ones that were the same size and cut all my tags, and I'll show you in a second what I've done. I'm going to do it 3 1/4 inches long. There is that, so that should fit nicely into there, perfect. So we got those in there. Let's put those aside. Then we have this one, which I think I'm going to use this piece of paper. And let's measure it again. Or let's measure this one because of the fact, different sizes of paper, different sizes of pockets. I'm going to do this one at 1, 2, let's do 2 3/4. So I want this part here to be in my tag. I think that one I'm going to cut down just a little bit. So that's going to be like so for my tag or journaling card. I don't have to make them a tag shape. This is going to be, let's do 2 inches wide there. So let's see if we can get just this part, just with the butterflies. And width-wise, we are talking, let's do 3 1/2. Right, like so. And there we have that. So that fits there perfectly. Let's get rid of the paper trimmer. And let's bring this back in. We can get rid of this out of our way. Now all that we got to do is make them into journal cards or tags. Now it doesn't really matter which. I'm looking for my corner rounder right here. This is a 1/2 inch corner rounder. These are EK Success. I got them off of Amazon quite a long time ago, probably a couple years now. And some I might just make them more into a journal card just by rounding the corners. And then when I want to make a tag, I've just got this little, it's just a fake credit card. And let's do, I got one with a little bit smaller thing on it. So let's just use that. I know I could just cut it off and then put the other piece over on the other side. I just use this for convenience because I do like them to be the right size. So we got that. Let's do this one. We're going to cut this little thing into a tag. Very simple, very easy, nothing complicated at all. The idea is to mask make these and make them as quick and as easy as possible, but yet have them turn out good. When it comes to mask making, it's nice when it goes fast. And it did. It really, really did go fast. Let's do our small little... So I hope you'll try these. I mean, you can make just one or you can mass make. Just do a few. My goal is to use up some of the scrapbook paper I've got. I've got so much of it, it's just crazy. Let's do the big one over here. And I like that I can use any size of paper. So I managed to use up another full book of scrapbook papers. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to round the bottom of the tags. It can make it a lot easier sliding them in and out when the corners are rounded. I don't know if you have found that or not. So I'm just going to round just the bottom side of these tags. I try to coordinate the colors, but on some of the other ones that I did, I just kind of really mixed and matched them. Trying to use up what was on my desk already. Put that off to the side. Now, I want to quickly ink these. And again, I like inking, but these definitely do not need inking. So that's just a personal preference. And hopefully I can fit all this into one video. Okay, let's work on this one here. Let me ink these up. I'm not going to decorate all these yet. I'm going to save some of that for, just got to trim that off. Not sure what happened there, but something might have just been the edge of the paper, maybe. Now I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I'm going to save these ink or decorating until I'm ready to put them into a journal. And then I can just put something little on them that kind of goes with the journal. I can use some of my collage bits that I already have made up. That's kind of what I did with these two. I already had these made. I just took them out of my done supplies and added them on there. Okay, we're done with the inking. Now, all that I want to do is find the little tags that I was using on the strings, which who knows where they are at the moment. I think they're right here when everything's falling out. Now I'm pretty sure I don't have anything in, oh I do, okay. Let's use that one right there, we'll go with there. Actually, let's use that one. That one's cuter. Now, I am going to make a bunch of these tags out of my leftover paper from these. And I'll do a little video on how I do those. They're really cute, really sweet little things. Okay, let's... Not very organized because I haven't dug out all my stuff for this. I need my crocodile. And I'm going to put a hole right there. And then this is going to go on to here. Now these were already made, of course, so. And just going to tie a knot on the very, very end of this string. So now I can just loop this around. I actually should have put both strings through there. Not really sure what I was thinking, but that, yeah, that ain't gonna work, but that'll stay there. Maybe, can I, no, won't be able to tie a knot. Okay, that'll work. That's not how I tied. I looped these around, but I should have put both ends. You know what? Let's fix that. Sometimes things like this happen. Now this might, so I'm going to put this up and through there. So then that way when I tie this, it'll already have gone through rather than trying to push that tag through the middle. With that and that, let's pull that knot good. There we go. So that's going to go in there. And then it kind of looks like a tab because just the top of the tag is sticking out. Now this tag I will eventually do a little decorating on it. But I'm going to wait until I'm going to use it in a journal because maybe there's a different color in the journal as well as purple. And same with this little piece here. Now I could put a collage piece there. Whatever I wanted. This kind of just sits there, and that's more to just hold it while it's stationary. But that is pretty much how I'm making these. They are quick, they are easy. Let me show you this here. Now this is all the ones that I'm making. Now last night I cut all the tags. They're not tag shaped yet. I've just got my two pieces the piece I'm going to use for this front one, and the piece I'm going to use for that one. So now we'll shape the tags or the journaling cards, ink them. But I cut all these last night. Did not take, maybe took me an hour. And I have a lot of them here. I've got 4 main sizes. And then I've got a little pile of odds and ends. So when I was doing these ones, all the cards were cut to the same size. So it was really quick and it went really fast because they were all the same size. The only ones that weren't were this size here, which I had to individually do because they're all a little bit different, which I don't mind at all. So now I can shape these, ink these. I have to make the little tags for these, which I will stick out my die cutter, my Sizzix, and I will get to work on those. And the only other thing is to put something on the top of this. Now this could be done at any stage, but most of the toppers are just going to be odds of lace. Quick, easy, simple, done. I'm going to take a pair of scissors or pair of pliers, and I'm just going to bend my staples down to make sure that they're not sticking up. So there is that. A little bit of decoration. I'm done. I can leave this tag blank if I want, but I will more than likely put like maybe a flower or something, and then put a little bit of embellishment down here. I am going to be making more of these ribbon clusters because I probably made 200 of them and I'm just about out of them. So I'm going to do a mass make on those before too long as well. So I hope you enjoyed this little mass make project. Sometimes doing the videos makes them seem longer than what they are, but I can't really show the whole mass make because by the time I do 50 of one step, you're going to be kind of tired of watching. So anyways, enjoy this project and we'll see you again soon. Bye.